Hey everybody, Logan here. Today we are covering the GameSir Nova 2 Lite. Now I've never covered the original Nova Lite, just the Nova and the Supernova. Why? Because they were Switch oriented. This one is a more PC oriented. Yes, it'll still work with Switch as well as iOS and Android, but you can see right there it says PC, while the Supernova and the Nova were focused more towards the Switch because they had those layouts. Here we can see it has tri-mode connectivity, like we showed. It's mobile, Switch, and PC. So there you go. Drift-proof Hall effect sticks, of course. It's GameSir. You have hairline triggers and swappable glyph buttons. That just basically means even though the buttons say one thing, you can still use them as the alternate Switch style setup. But for me, I would just say, hey, if you're looking at this one and if you want it for the Switch, go with the Supernova or go with the regular Nova. I think you'd be much better off, but this does look like a solid, inexpensive option. This is $29.99 at the time of purchase. That doesn't mean you can't get them cheaper. It's a rather inexpensive controller for your PC from GameSir. So if we take a look at the back, Hall effect, we've got membrane buttons, we've got mechanical D-pad, asymmetric motors, 2 back buttons, flappy paddles. Come on, people, get with the times. So it's only got one set. People are going to be like, I need 4, I need 12, I need 837. No, you just got 2. And your Hall effect triggers and anti-slip laser textured grips. And as you can see, hairline trigger locks. So let's open this up. There we go. One thing I do like what GameSir does with the Nova series is they give you the case. So the Nova and the Nova Lite both come with this case, and I think that's pretty cool. Here is your USB dongle. Nice. It's a very nice case. Yep, mechanical D-pad. It's a really nice D-pad. It's got that standard GameSir feel. It feels just like a Nova, but for the PC. So yes, that's exactly what this is. It is your less expensive version of the Supernova or even the standard Nova. Why? Because, yeah, you don't have all the same features. Actually, come to think about it, there's nothing here on the Nova 2 Lite that the Nova does not have. Even has the ability to charge right there via dock. Trigger locks are okay. It's like a quarter pull. Yeah, not a big fan of those trigger locks. Yeah, that could be a better trigger lock. It's not really hairline. Full analog though, that's nice. Membrane. Your Xbox style buttons. Your macro. Yeah. It feels just like a lighter end version of the Nova, which is fine. But honestly, I think I would recommend the Supernova. It's got the plastic etched instead of the rubber grips. It's just a less expensive Supernova. No swappable faceplates, no RGB lighting, no swappable sticks. So what we'll do is we will test out the latency and see if it's any good. It's a GameSir controller, so yeah, it's definitely gonna be. Alright, so we're back at controllertest.org, and this is where we're going to test latency. I know some people have problems with the definition of latency, and they don't like this website, but hey, that's their problem because this is great for testing button latency. Right out of the box, again, like we do around 30 to 40 presses to show you exactly what it is, but again, over time, things can change with wear and tear on a controller, so keep that in mind. But this is initial button latency test right out of the box. Let's get going. Alrighty, there we go. Now, one thing people have told me with their experiences with this site, and I've noticed it as well, but mine is a little bit different because I'm right out of the box. Some people are saying that the first few presses seem to be a bit wonky. It's more of a calibration thing from my understanding for the site to understand the controller. So that's why I always say go around that 40 plus, because originally I started doing around 20 and then 30 and then didn't really like the numbers because it gave me a lot of differences when I tried. So about 40 some odd range usually gives you a better right out of the box number. So keep that in mind. But if we're looking at this is solid GameSir numbers across the board for your average latency. It's usually what it is, around that 2.5 to 3 millisecond range. That's pretty much standard for everything GameSir, even as low as the T3 now, the Tengenaria, I think is what it's called. But yeah, this is solid, especially for a controller of this price. Looking at everything, they all sit around that average, that mid to upper 2 point some odd millisecond average latency, with as low as I see one that's as high as 1 millisecond, but you're looking at as low as 0.5, which is very solid. This is a solid controller. I mean, GameSir has really not disappointed with their offerings, depending on whether you're buying a $20 controller, even up to hopefully soon with the G7 Pro, that is an $70, $80 controller. But yes, this is a solid offering. You can't go wrong. Here we go, back to testing on Exoprimal, because yes, I always test on Exoprimal. It is the game, the shooter, that I know like the back of my hand. People ask me quite a bit, what game am I playing? Even though I have the title next to the screen. Now, right now I'm shooting without trigger locks on. When I did the test, I put the trigger lock on the right and not on the left. So right now we're going to put trigger locks on both. Now, the trigger locks on here make it feel more like a Switch Pro controller with that digital input. That's what that makes it feel like. Snappy. See, one thing I'll always say is numbers are one thing, but how the game really feels when you're playing is what's most important, because it has to perform well during gameplay. You can have all these crazy or insane numbers, but if it doesn't feel good when you're gaming, it means nothing. So the sticks are great. Anti-friction, you've got everything that you could want from a GameSir PC controller. Now, the back flappy paddles are not pre-mapped, so you have to download the Nexus GameSir app, and then you can pre-map them or do whatever you want right there. Same thing with the rest. You can test your dead zones and all that other stuff through the app itself. You can adjust pretty much anything. If you guys have seen any of the other GameSir functionalities of any of the other controllers, you can do that. Just download the Nexus app and then you'll be fine. You can do it with the T7, you can do it with the Supernova, you can do it with the G7 SC. So just download the Nexus if you really want to get into the nitty gritty. Personally, I have the Nexus app on my Xbox. I don't have it on my PC, so right now we're testing it on the PC. This is a great controller. Hands down, it is another stellar release from GameSir. And if you like the Nova line, this is great. If you don't, if you like the G7 line, well, we do have the G7 SE Pro coming out soon, so I will be testing that. You also have the PlayStation style with the T3 and the Tarantula, the Tengenaria Lite, which is technically the T3 Lite, so you have that as well. There's plenty of options, but this one is definitely a solid entry. If you don't want to pay an arm and a leg and you want a good PC controller, the Nova 2 Lite is definitely the way to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.